Welcome to the We're Good podcast, where we are celebrating the everyday brilliance of people working toward a more positive world. If you're looking for the good that's taking place around you, you've come to the right place. Today on the We're Good podcast, we step into Together We Bake in Alexandria, Virginia, a bakery known for its popular handmade cookies and granola. What you might not know is that behind every batch are women who face some tough obstacles, like addiction, incarceration, and domestic violence. But here in this kitchen, they are finding healing, purpose, and family. More than a second chance, lives are being rewritten. As the ovens warm, so do the stories. Step into a kitchen where healing happens, hope rises, and good things are baked daily. It's coming up here on the We're Good podcast. Welcome back to the We're Good podcast. I'm Leanne Necessary Brownlee, your host, and today we are in for a very special treat, as in baked treats, as we are coming to you from on location at Together We Bake in the heart of Alexandria, Virginia. And I am so excited today to be joined by these two women who have such an important role here. Trisha Allen, you are the executive director of Together We Bake, and Ada Onyeka, you are here as an alumni, a baker, and also as the new sales manager. So nothing like starting off a new job, and then I wanted to interview you for a podcast.
Yes, nothing like it.
But we're excited about your story. And I got to tell you, when I walked in today, even though the kitchen isn't going yet, it will be going in a matter of minutes. So that it still smelled so delicious down there. And we know there's so much good that is being baked in here at Together We Bake. And so just to give a real quick synopsis, Trisha, and then I'm going to let you jump in. Together We Bake was founded by Stephanie Wright and Trisha Sabatini. And Stephanie had a background in social work. Trisha had a bakery, a small baking business out of her home. And they said there's got to be a way to come together. And they created this amazing workforce development, but also a bakery where some amazing things are happening. And I really want our listeners to lean in and listen today because of the amazing stories that we're about to tell. And the first story is how you found Together We Bake.
Yes, absolutely. So I'm from Denver, and my husband and I married 20 plus years. Our son graduated from college, and it was time for us to explore the country and find happiness in another part of the country. And I started looking for opportunities that combined my passion: workforce development, economic development, and community wealth building. And it was essential, and it still is essential, that everything I do be a combination of those three um, areas of opportunity. And so I started looking for employment opportunities across the country and saw the Together We Bake posting. And was when I saw it, I said, "This is my job. This is where I need to be." And so doing some additional research, and looking at the website and reading some of the stories of some of the women who graduated, it really hit me hard that what the women in the program have gone through and what they are trying to navigate were things that resonate with me personally, because I went through all of those things.
What were
Um,
some of those things, if you can
so
share?
yeah, no, my upbringing, we were homeless, chronic homelessness. My mom was is still is a survivor of domestic violence,
Hmm.
and so we struggled through my entire childhood with poverty and being homeless, and really just trying to figure out how to survive, really.
Mm.
And one day, my mom met someone who represented an organization that was housed in a church in my neighborhood, and offered a ton of resources for free, which was like, whoa, can't pass this up. And it was that opportunity that really changed the direction of our family. And had it not been for that organization, I honestly don't know if I would be here today.
Wow. Trisha, thank you for sharing that with us. And is that, you told me that when you came here, your interview ran over. Is that why? Were you just feeling that connection?
I felt that connection, but I also just felt the connection between the team members. You could tell in that room, in that short 60-minute interview, that the women around that table were serious about the work, were serious about serving the women that had graduated, that were currently in the program, and those that hadn't even discovered Together We Bake. And they were dedicated to providing the best high quality programming to make sure that every woman that walked through felt supported, felt seen, felt heard, and also received the training that they need in order to move on to the next phase of their lives.
How many women have been served and are being served and are also going out? It's a ripple effect, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we were founded 14 years ago, and we served over 400 women.
Mm.
And when you see our space, we are tight, small, and cozy. We can serve right now, the way that we're structured, 12 women per cohort. And so we have 4 cohorts a year.
Okay.
And we open our doors to women who are looking for that second chance and who are looking for a space where there's no judgment, only support, and for a space where the majority of the people that are under our roof can say, I've been there.
Mm.
I know exactly what you're going through.
And someone who came here to one of your events is Ada.
Mhm.
Can you share with us how you found Together We Bake?
Yeah, absolutely, Leanne. So Together We Bake, I came through a friend and a colleague, now a colleague of mine, who's also a community member of mine and a part of my support system. And she invited me to join her in one of the um, events that we have. And it was a nice social networking event. And I was surprised because over time, the course of time, I knew my colleague for many years, and she had some insecurities and she wasn't really expressive and as vocal. But after working with Together We Bake, after going through the program herself, and now inviting me to these social events with her, it wowed my mind. And I was like, wow, cookies and granolas can do this. And the amount of people that came and supporting and the networking. I was like, I see why your confidence spiked up because you have a support system behind you. And immediately I wanted to know what was her secret recipe in coming and
So to
seeing what's,
speak,
yes.
right? The secret recipe.
Yes.
We're going to get into that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And from there, I was like, let me see. And the program was full that semester. So I waited, and then there was availability in the summer program, which was perfect for me with my work life balance at the time and making sure my kids are okay. So it's a little bit shorter than normal, but it was perfect for me at the time. So I signed right up, and now I'm here. Long story short.
You're here
Yes.
and you're the sales manager. We're going to get into that in a little while about the cookies and the granola. It is a working bakery.
Mhm.
This, but Anna, can you share with us what it's like to be in the kitchen? Can you just paint that picture for us and what it meant for you?
Absolutely. My experience in the bakery with other women, especially during my cohort and the staff, was sheer magic. That kitchen was what made us is one of the glues and bonds of the experience that I had.
You said in the bakery too, when you and I were talking earlier, you said something to the effect that it's where the stories come out,
Yeah.
right? And what are some of those stories that you were hearing and that maybe you were sharing?
Yeah, a lot of these stories are same stories that I have gone through, is where women are able to kind of find a way to break down because we're women based. So it was a nice environment for us to kind of let our hair down in a net, of course, but kind of share things as well as being productive. And yeah, a lot of people also have been in the same shoes I have been. I am a domestic violence survivor, So, especially the staff, when the staff was able to share their stories, I'm like, wow, you guys are successful working here and you guys look nothing like your past because we kind of wear our past on us. And even though people may not see it, it's still there. But being in this group and in this environment with women, kind of that a lot of that fell off. And I wear it now as a badge of honor versus a embarrassment. And to see them vocalize and share their experiences, it was like, wow, I thought my cross was heavy, but let me just hold it down because I see others have been even through more than what I thought I went through. And it just gave me that humble approach to definitely, be able to respect others and see others from a different perspective and know that we're all really the same inside, going through and struggling through life's daily ventures.
Yeah. And some of these stories that you hear, and then of course you see the success of someone who's sitting right here with you, Trisha, and how Ada is now the sales manager. And I got to say though, didn't you tell me that you applied and then how did that work out?
Yes,
Right? I want
yes.
you to tell people try and try again.
Yes, no, definitely. I wanted to be a part of this circle so bad. And, I volunteered. I came on my own time to make sure I loved the cooking experience. I went through other events and things. And I even applied to be in the kitchen, but I was rejected because they said that's not my strength. And I had no option but to respect it. And lo and behold, my strength is more in sales management.
And here
And
you
I
are.
have to say, so each woman in the program is paired with a volunteer job counselor.
Share with me about that. That's a
And
wonderful
that
service.
is really essential. So we have a network of phenomenal people who volunteer their time to help the women in our program write and create their resume, cover letter, help with building that social capital, which is so important as you're out looking for employment or to help start your business. And they help with creating an elevator pitch and just really serve as a sounding board
Hmm.
to help women as they're navigating this often complicated, very long job search process. And so for me, I said, I want to make sure I know every aspect of Together We Bake. So I need to volunteer and be a job counselor. And I volunteered in the summer of 2025. And we have a staff person. Her name is Hannah. She's phenomenal at matching and pairing the volunteers with the women in the program. My background, entrepreneurship, workforce development, but really passionate about the entrepreneurship piece. And my coworker Hannah said, "Oh, I have someone that I think is going to be a great match for you." And I served as her job counselor for that summer.
Awesome.
And let
So
me
you
tell you,
two were a
oh,
team.
we were a team. We were a team. And let me tell you, it was a joy working with each other. We met every Wednesday. It was phenomenal because she was dedicated. And we would meet and I would say, okay, for next time, here's some things that, we're going to talk about. She would come prepared, sometimes over prepared, which I love. And she was so great at sharing the story of her business and her product. And we all wanted to buy it. And I'm thinking, in my brain, I'm like, okay, if I can to go raise the money to get a salesperson, she's gonna be on my list of people to interview. And she was on the list. Now it was a competitive process, I'm not showing favoritism to anyone. It was competitive. We had other staff members involved in the process and every staff person, when I said, "Who should we hire for this role?" Every staff person right here said, "Here's our new salesperson."
Unanimous. It was
And I'm so excited.
unanimous.
I'm so excited. She's not the type of person that says, I'm gonna go slow. She's the type where you have to go, "Whoa," because she is ready and she is out there, and I love it.
That's what you want in sales,
That's what you
right?
need in
That's what you
sales.
need in sales.
Absolutely need.
You mentioned something that I think is really cool. I want our audience to hear. What was your pitch that you were talking about that was such a great idea?
So yes, that was the entrepreneur piece she was talking about. So back in COVID, I was very passionate about making drinks. Um, and it was a great hit because I also focus on health as a biology major. So it was one of my things to also put in healthy drinks that are fun, especially for my daughter and little ones. So, they don't like to eat healthy at a young age. So you have to find fun ways to do it. So making my drinks was just a thing. And I brought it to class one day to share, actually, because again, I'm so grateful for the program giving back. I mean, lunch was taken care of, stipends for transportation was taken care of. I'm like, how can I give back to these wonderful, amazing people that are giving us this opportunity? And a lot of other classmates will come and bring things, and we would share together. But I was like, my drinks, I think it can bring people together as well. And I came, and before you know, they put me on the spot to do a pitch. Trisha actually put me on, and she just put me in the camera and was like, okay, go. And I'm like, okay, and then I just started spitting out everything I know about everything I do, and it turned into passion in the camera, and I didn't even see that, and Trisha was like, "Look at yourself," and I was like, "Whoa, that's me," and, it really translated out into the passion, and I do love what I do, and I got sales from it. These women who are working were able to sell, and even the classmates were able to support me with my product, and I really went home feeling good because that wasn't my intention at all. But because I guess my pitch was great, they were forced to go in their pockets and support me that way. And I was very, very happy about that. And even Trisha Sabatini wrote a card with hers because she didn't have money on her. So she gave me a little something with the nice words in her card for me. So that was very encouraging from the staff.
That's so wonderful.
Yes.
And it's that confidence building, right?
Yes.
Is that a
Yes.
byproduct? And this is a working bakery,
Mhm.
so we're gonna talk about the products,
Mhm.
but it's much more than a bakery.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, first and foremost, we are a workforce development program because that is so essential for the women that we serve. It is critical that they develop the skills and are able to earn credentials so that they can support themselves and their families.
I was just gonna ask
74,
you about that.
yes,
You told me that the
74%.
credentials, I wanted to get it right. Right, was 74%?
Oh, well, 74% of the women in our program have children. And
Okay.
so it is critical that we make sure that women have the skills, the in demand job skills, so that when they leave, they can then get on that pathway to supporting their family.
And one of the big things you said was the certification.
Yes.
So
Yes.
share with me a little bit about what the certification means.
Yes. So the certification is called Serve Safe and it's the manager level. So Serve Safe has a number of different levels. So you have food services, food handlers, but you have the manager level certification, which it can open the door to additional opportunities for women who are interested in being in the hospitality community. So, part of our curriculum, 16 hours of time is dedicated to training the women to understand the content and to sit for the exam, which we offer here at Together We Bake.
That's great.
The day before graduation is test day. And so every woman sits for that exam. They get their results immediately and then they get that certificate immediately. It has a 5-year lifespan, and you just renew, but it can open doors for again those that are really interested in hospitality and those that are interested in being a caterer and opening their own catering company.
You're also recruiting.
Mhm.
So tell me about that. You're recruiting the women for the next cohort.
We're always recruiting because it's important that we develop a pipeline of women who are interested in the program. And we have such a supportive community, and we have great referral partners who know about the program, who understand the process to get into the program, and what it means to complete the program. And so it's a year long process. We don't stop recruiting. We're always recruiting. just like we're always recruiting volunteers, because our job counselors, they meet with their team member over the lunch break on Wednesdays. And sometimes that's difficult for
Mhm.
working, some of our working volunteers. And so we're always looking for, again, to have a pipeline of volunteer job counselors
Who can do that?
who can do that.
Thanks.
But we're also looking for volunteers that are skilled based. And so, one thing that I'm really, really passionate about is the digital divide and closing that digital divide, but also making sure that these advancements in technology, particularly AI,
Mm.
um, our women are not left behind. And so we're always looking to find volunteers to help expose our women to these new trends so that they can tap into it. Because AI is everywhere, whether you love it or hate it, it's everywhere.
Mhm.
And it is a part of the job search process. Many first round interviews are done with an agent. And so we need to make sure that our women understand that and understand how to use AI, understand what it is and what it isn't, how to use it and how you shouldn't use it. And so we're always looking for experts, subject matter experts to come and help with that.
Okay, so people listening, if you're a subject matter expert and you
Mhm.
want to plug in, this is
Absolutely.
a good place to do it. And of course,
Absolutely.
Ada, you just talked about how you came back and you volunteered, you applied again. What is it that brings people back?
Absolutely. Yeah, the main thing that brings people back is the community support that we have. So that connection of different events that we hosting and seeing everyone's face, it's just full of love every time because we have funny and silly moments in the kitchen while we're in the program and things. So we're like, oh yeah, I I remember you, you know. So it's just the familiar face and the support from these women is what brings people back. Of course, our delicious cookies and granola is another thing that brings us back because when they have that first taste, they're like, oh my goodness. And the smell always brings them back to remember those days in the kitchen, and they all become great advocates of our product.
That's wonderful. And also about coming back, you have created, and I had said at the beginning that there's a new program.
Mhm.
And so, what is the new program that's coming to really connect the alumni?
Absolutely. So we do have a very robust alumni network. We actually have an association. It is run by alumni. It is a group of women who've graduated from the program who want to make sure that those that graduate from the program are always connected and can always come back to Together We Bake for support, for resources.
Mhm.
And what we've been hearing from our graduates is just how difficult the labor market is. And it's tough for everyone, but it's particularly difficult for women who have a barrier, who, may have a felony on their record. It is really, really difficult to not only submit your application, but to get that first round interview. And so we have a lot of women who are saying, well, let me go and earn a credential and maybe that'll help, which we are absolute advocates of. And so, what we are also learning is that the cost can be a barrier.
Mhm.
And we surveyed our alumni community to find out how many are enrolled in a credentialing program and how many had to stop the program because they couldn't afford to complete it. And based on that data, because we are always centering our programs in data, we decided to launch what we're calling the Dream Forward Fund. And it is a fund that will support women who've graduated from our program to complete that last mile to earn that credential. And data shows that even if you have a barrier, if you have a credential, it can help you gain access to employment and a career pathway. And that's what we're all about.
And you say there's something special about these cookies and this granola.
Absolutely. So here at Together We Bake, each of our either bags of cookies or granola have a story behind it to tell. Where these women coming together from different walks of life come together in our kitchen and we create magic and we have stories and we share laughs, joy, and even dedication as we are trying to get this product that we roll out to the public correct. So our serve safe information and knowledge comes in handy, and we put everything into making sure we come up with the best products. And with that being said, we are able to roll them out and have them in our platforms. You can get them at www.togetherwebake.com and check out our shop. With all our purchases, everything is coming back to the program to help serve these women. And we are able to continue with these extensions that we're giving. And definitely, if you want some smells, come and check this out.
That's great. And I'm starting to smell the bakery as it's starting up, right? Okay. So it smells so good. I wish I could explain it to people. A little bit of sugar, vanilla, but there's little chocolate, right?
Yes.
Chocolate chip,
Chocolate
yes.
chip.
Yes.
But I understand that it's also, you take a lot of pride in your ingredients.
Absolutely, absolutely. Not just the ingredients, but the process as well. We have read, and there's studies abound that talk about the benefit, the mental health benefit of handmade products.
Mm.
And when you go to our kitchen, you will see the women in the program with gloves on, mixing the granola with by hand from scratch, cookies as well. So there is some real benefit to actually having handmade products. And I also just want to add that you can get our products at Whole Foods here in Old Town. On our website, www.togetherwebake.org. But also you can find them at various pop-up shops around the area.
That's wonderful. And um, my colleague behind the camera, Tanya LaForce, has been a subscriber and said they are amazing. So I just want to get behind the curtain a little bit and ask you if you could share with people why these, as you said before, can cookies and granola really do that? Ada, you said that so well. What do you think is, as we say, behind the curtain, what is the thing that is making this so special? Is there one ingredient, or is there an ingredient maybe someone can't buy?
Absolutely. I think the secret sauce, drumroll, is love. It literally is organic love because you can have a position, but you can't make up your feelings for the position. We all have a compassion for what we do, and we can it now transpires in everything that we do, and the ladies receive that. And from there, the love brews and brews into something great, which now comes into our products.
It's wonderful. And as far as also, it not only comes into your products, but you can tell, like you said, it's handmade. It's something you take a lot of pride in. Is there a little bit of hit and miss sometimes too? You're always working on things and making them better, and hard to improve upon success from what I hear though, right?
No, no, we always want to make sure that every cookie, every bag of granola meets our high standards.
Mm.
And so we have, in addition to the taste, we have folks that will look at the product and will say, those cookies aren't fluffy enough.
Oh.
Or the granola, you could tell if the granola hasn't been mixed in. And we, of course, track it, but we're not letting that go out to the public because we care about the brand, we care about the product, and we care about the people that we serve, including all of our customers as well.
That's amazing. So as far as behind the curtain, Trisha, what would you say?
You know what? I would say it is community because everything we do supports the small community known as Together We Bake, but we support this larger community of women who are trying to improve their lives, their livelihoods, and that of their families. And we're doing it in a region that is so supportive of Together We Bake and the entire nonprofit sector. And that's one thing that I do see that's a little bit different here versus in Denver is this ecosystem of support for the nonprofit sector because everyone wants everyone to win. And I love that.
And now that is We're Good.
Yes.
That is good to hear. And it's also, we talked a little bit about the ripple effect too.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. We have customers across the country. We have customers who lived here, moved to a different part of the country, and still are saying, I need my cookies. And so it is a broad network of supporters of Together We Bake.
It's wonderful to hear. Congratulations on the new position.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much. You mentioned that you can get the cookies and find out more about applications and donations online on your Together We Bake. That's going to be on we'regood.net as well. We hope that you will take a moment to look at our website. We really want people to look at our website to see all the amazing resources that are on there now, especially with Together We Bake, since this is our new episode. And please share this episode with someone. I think everyone can take something from this amazing story here. Thank you so much for being a part of the We're Good episode today. As we like to say, we're good and you're good, and we can all make a difference.